I think there will be some focus on policy and some focus on the individual qualifications of these two men, who, by all accounts, are mainstream figures within their parties and the kind of choices that we're used to seeing in past years. But this year, the top of the ticket gets such outsized attention, I suspect that will likely dominate.
You know, you work for the New York Times, and there's another fine journalist that works there that writes a great column every Tuesday. I'm sitting across from him. I hope you've seen it today, because
save this tape.
These these NOLs, it's just the way corporations use the tax code. John, I'm not saying that every corporation, that their main unit are accountants going through the tax code, but they usually got a couple hundred anyway that are looking for ways to do things, whether it's General Electric, remember, and General Electric, great American company, but things happen. 2008, they had huge Citigroup, huge NOLs. Sometimes companies even buy other companies that have NOLs, get rid of the assets and save the NOLs and go forward. Apple, hundreds of accountants looking at tax rates around the world, finding Ireland, let's domicile here, let's do this there. I mean, Andrew's point is that, I mean, Trump is small time compared to a real American company on how to take advantage of the tax law.
But hold on a second. Donald Trump in 1995 claimed 2% of all the net operating losses in the entire country. That's not small time.
Legal,
2% of the entire country.
John, and legal or not?
Oh, I assume it's totally legal.
So, in fairness, by the way, we don't know, because it sounds like there was some kind of settlement that took place later. It's possible that you might have had to pay more. We don't know.
Yeah,
but
here's the question.
A lot of companies have to.
Were the losses that Donald Trump claimed that were a shield against $50 million worth of income every year, were those actually losses that he incurred, or were those losses that he was able to claim because of the intricacies of real estate law, but were actually incurred by other people?
I understand
that's I think the question.
But there's still, for example, I read somewhere yesterday, General Electric bought some Enron assets, and there were net operating losses associated with the Enron. I don't have this absolutely confirmed, but it's after reading all these things, that's not unheard of either, John. It's just if you.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's unheard of, because it appears to have been examined by the IRS.
Right, but the point is there is a way of looking at all these things, and if you come to the conclusion that ways of looking at avoiding taxes, does that allow a private company or a public company to keep more, to do what it's doing, to expand plants, to hire more people, to do this? Do you look at it that way, where it helps a company succeed and operate by keeping it to use for corporate purposes? Or do you say you're screwing the firemen and you're not paying for defense, you're not helping with the roads? So depending on whether you want to trash someone or support someone, it's just there's two sides to that. That's my only point, John. Just to say, all the middle class people have to pay for everything, and you're not paying for anything. But then you could say that almost about every big corporate. You could say it about Apple. You could say it about Apple, because you're talking about tens of billions of dollars that, if it wasn't set up a way where it was going to be domiciled in Ireland, that tens of billions would be going to firemen and hospitals and everything else.
Is this corporate taxes, or is this his personal taxes?
But his companies in real estate, it's all together.
Real estate is set up.
Real estate, it's all together.
And that adds to confusion.
But it's just philosophically, some people think, you should maximize taxes, that's a good use of capital. Other people think capital should be left in the private sector.
But Joe, I take your point, and it's a good point. But don't you think the way to look at it is on a case-by-case basis and see what the circumstances of the individual case are, and how real were the losses and all that sort of thing?
In a perfect world, I guess, but the minute I hear legal, then it's like, okay, then you have a problem with the tax code. Let's change the tax code.
Right, which begs the question, will Donald Trump change the tax code so stuff like this can't happen?
You have to decide who has a better. I'm more interested in an overall reform of the entire tax code, with corporate taxes and the territorial system and all that stuff. And I think there's a better chance.
But
go ahead.
You know that House Republicans had a provision that would curb the use in their tax plan, that would curb the use of net operating losses. That is not in Donald Trump's tax plan.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me or the eye right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.